The big tonight, St. Patrick's Athletic face Odense of Denmark at Richmond Park in the first qualifying round of the European Cup.
It's nothing like playing a match. Looking forward to it. It's a European match. It's an exciting time for Pat at the moment, so I am genuinely happy to be involved again. The best part for me about being a footballer was just the day-to-day stuff. I mean, the highlights of scoring a goal or playing for your country or hearing your name being sung, they're really nice. It's just the feeling for me of getting up every day knowing that the most important thing I have to do that day is to go and do the one thing I love doing.
I was at Millwall for about 7.5 years. I went over when I was 17. It was a great place to be. We used to go out the weekends together, go on holiday together, obviously train every day and play to the weekend together. And when you're winning and you're fit and scoring goals, it's really enjoyable. And then to do all that and to have your mates next to you is, for me, was like, it was like meant the world really. The team had already qualified for the World Cup and there was this run of friendlies, which is the opportunity for the likes of me at the time to get a game. My ankle was quite swollen and I was taking as much painkillers and anti-inflammatories as I could, so I didn't really have much time to get nervous about what it would be like when I got there, because I was just worried whether I get there or not. I remember waiting to come on. I remember just Niall Quinn was sitting next to me on the bench and he kept deliberately pushing me against Mick to kind of say, no, remind him you're there kind of thing. And then I went for a little warm-up and I got the shout or something from the dugout. I thought, nice one, this is making me moment. It was the build-up to the World Cup. And there was an outside chance that I would have gotten in the squad. Going on, I just thought, like, don't make an ass of yourself. Just keep things really simple. Just do generally what you would do in a normal game. Don't try and be fancy in any way. And I didn't. It was a really good night. Leaving the ground, just saw one of the lads, I said, oh, we'll see you next month, because things went well, and Mick had told me that I'd be back. So I said, oh yeah, I'll see you next month. 3 weeks later, I injured my hip and didn't recover from that. So, didn't get my second chance. Early March, kind of felt a shooting pain in my hip. I played on the rest of the game. By that evening, I couldn't really walk. But we had another game on Tuesday night, and again, we were going for promotion. I just played for the Irish team. The World Cup was around the corner. I wanted to do as much as I could to stay in the pitch. So a load of injections and painkillers to get me out, and I only lasted 10 minutes. I had surgery in that April, didn't recover from that. I had more surgery in October, and at that point I knew that it was my last chance, that operation would be either what would get me back on the pitch or would finish me, and it finished me. I was heartbroken at the time. I was very angry, very bitter that it happened to me, kind of resentful, all the kind of ugly emotions. Just all driven by this huge loss. So I used to drink. The idea was, go out and get pissed, like, go out and enjoy yourself. Don't be sitting here moaning that you can't play. I was miserable and get up with an awful headache the next day and thought, rather than sit here with a headache for the day, come on, we go down to the pub. Football is a fairly kind of blokey, macho arena where you don't really have that outlet to sit there and go, you know, I'm struggling, can you give me a hand? You're told, shut up, toughen up. Did a sports science degree, and one of the psychology lecturers mentioned a few things which kind of struck a chord with me. Spoke to her, asked for help, really, which was the biggest thing. Because before that I didn't even want to let on that I needed assistance or help in any way. I went through this whole process of, I suppose, therapy or rehab. And then when I got to that stage of genuinely accepting I can't play football anymore, then I stopped focusing on the thing that I couldn't do and just became aware of all the things that I could do. Nowadays things are a hell of a lot better, writing for the Sunday Independent weekly, and I'm on the board of St. Pat, and I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how each one of them turns out and how far I can get in each one. Whereas there was a time before when I wouldn't have been able to do it. I drink now at a different level to anything I did before. A healthy amount is how I describe it. In the right amount, in the right scenario, with the right people, it can be very enjoyable. But like most things, if it's in moderation, it's fine. If it gets out of hand, you have to kind of look at things.
it takes a good bit for you to realise that you've actually had too much, because for a good while I suppose you don't notice it yourself. You just rely on whatever people might tell you.
So many ABDs when you're addicted and you don't want to stop, and you're losing your money, your friends, everything.
Wake up the next morning and you can't remember what you've done, and all your friends are embarrassed and angry, and you find out what you've done and you wish you hadn't.
When you fall over and you just don't know what you're doing anymore, and your friends have to help you, like it's not up to them, like it's your problem that you've got that drunk, like, so I don't think it should be up to them. But like when your friends have to tell you to stop or pick you up or take you to the hospital or something like that, that's gone too far.
Many of my friends don't drink too much, but you know, they've had a couple of occasions where they've gone over a bit and you know, they're a bit drunk. But if I am there and they, you know, all in a drunk, it makes me quite angry because I feel responsible for them not to do anything bad.
You think it's okay, but then maybe the morning after you realise that wasn't okay, and then you have to live with what you did.
When all your friends and the people around you are telling you that you've had too much, you probably had too much.
When you're on your own, any bit of drink is a bit too much, you know.